That's a good thing. And we are live. Excellent. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Um, First thing, I was thinking about the schedule for next week. I think I may have mentioned this very briefly yesterday, I think. But Wednesday, is it confirmed that Wednesday is still like a half day? Okay. Why though? That's just so weird. It doesn't affect us next week. I mean, it'll affect your class or the AP class next week, but it won't affect this class next week because I have you guys on Tuesday, Thursday next week. But yeah, we'll be in here for the full 84, and we'll get the thing done, and it'll be fantastic. And we'll have more time to kind of do things. My goal for this week and next week is to wrap up certain sections for the Euler Hamilton thing that we've been doing. I would like to, on Tuesday probably, I would like to review and wrap up certain aspects of Euler and Hamilton circuits and paths. I would like to review pretty much for that class period. I have certain things planned in mind to kind of get that review done. But as for today, which would lead to an assessment, but again, that's in the future. But as for today, I wanted to give you guys an opportunity and some time to work on those projects. Now, with the project, I'm just going to bring it up on the screen right here real quick, just to kind of show you. Ooh. As a reminder, flip the screen over. Here we go. Duplicate. There that thing is. Classroom. Discrete. Classwork. Hamilton. View assignment. Instructions. There we go. I give you all of this stuff on here, including the blank mileage sheet and the blank map of the United States and things of that nature. I would suggest, especially if, today I want you to have the opportunity to pick your 3 cities and to fill out this chart and use Google Maps and just kind of do all that. But since it's not due until, I believe, Thursday of next week, and I'm walking over here now, Thursday the 29th, yes, today could be spent putting together a rough draft of what you want your project to end up looking like. I say a rough draft. I mean, you could sketch out a bunch of things, just have a bunch of like scratch work on the side, like trying to figure out what would be the best way to do nearest neighbor or the best way to do cheapest link or things of that nature. And then ultimately try to, clean that up and refine it for what the final product is eventually going to look like. But if we spent a good chunk, not the entire time, but a good chunk of today's class period working on that, it would give you a huge head start so that you don't have to worry too much by the end of next week. That's kind of my goal for today. I would definitely love for us to be able to work on these projects, and I'll go into the details of that in a little bit. First thing that I want to do is I do have a short video in regards to paths around the United States, which I would like to show you. So I'm going to bring that up first. Now, while I'm showing this video, it's just a 4-minute video. But while I'm showing this video, for those of you in the live chat, if you have not left a comment already, I've seen the 2 that have been left so far. But if there are more comments to be left, please make sure you're leaving them. So like I said, temporarily, just a short 4-minute video about driving around the United States. I'll have a conversation about this afterwards. But here we go.
Hi, I'm Jason with AdventurousTech.com, and today I got a great little resource to share with you. I'm going to show you the perfect route to go on a road trip around the entire United States and hit the major landmarks along the way. Plus, I'm going to give you the turn-by-turn directions via Google Maps. Now, first things first, I have to give credit where credit is due. This route and map was actually created in partnership by Tracy Stater, she's from Discovery News, and data scientist Randy Olson. They created this road trip so that you would visit every single state in the lower 48 states. Now, as far as the stops go, they restricted the stops to natural landmarks, national parks, national historic sites, and national monuments. Now, this route visits 50 landmarks in the 48 lower states, including Washington, D.C. And get this, it represents over 13,000 miles of driving. Now, Olson calculated that it would take roughly 9 days to do this entire trip straight through if you had the road to yourself. However, we know that's not the case, and let's be realistic here. When you go on a trip, you need time to eat, time to sleep, time to see the sights and explore the area. So realistically, you're looking at roughly 2 to 3 months to do this entire trip. Now, if you're serious about doing a trip like this, Olson also provides all the turn-by-turn directions via Google Maps. Now, the thing with Google Maps is they only allow a maximum of 10 different waypoints or points of interest, so to speak, on a particular route. So this entire road trip had to be broken up into 6 different maps. And we put all of those links on our webpage at adventuroustech.com. So you're probably wondering, well, what are these stops? Well, the list has 50 stops, and it's a healthy mix of natural beauty and historical sites. As you can see from the list, it has everything from the Grand Canyon to Elvis Presley's Graceland, to the French Quarter in Louisiana. There's a stop at the White House in D.C. Let's see here. You get to see the Statue of Liberty. You get to visit Glacier National Park, even the San Francisco cable cars. I mean, this is truly an impressive list that has everything from natural wonders to man-made marvels. If you're really wondering how this route was created, and is it truly the best way to visit every single state in the lower 48 states, plus see all of these sites without really wasting time or backtracking, well, then you have to look behind the computer science that Randy Olson used to create it. Now, to spare you all the techie stuff, essentially what he did is he took all the distances from point A to point B, or spot to spot. Then he created and used an algorithm that essentially took the roads on all the shortest distances from waypoint to waypoint without backtracking. Now, there's a lot more to it than how I just explained it, so I would encourage you to...
Now, hold on. I'm gonna just rewind that statement that he just made, because it's obviously this is what's vital to what we've been learning. So let me backtrack to here.
Took the roads on all the shortest distances from waypoint to waypoint without backtracking. Now, there's a lot more to it than how I just explained it.
I missed
that
it.
Point B, or
there
stuff.
we go.
Essentially what he did is he took all the distances from point A to point B, or spot to spot. Then he created and used an algorithm that essentially took the roads on all the shortest distances from waypoint to waypoint without backtracking. Now, there's a lot more to it than how I just explained it, so I would encourage you to read about it at adventuroustech.com, or better yet, read about it on Randy's original blog post. This road trip is great if you want to see history and natural wonder, but what happens if you're more of a city dweller? Well, Olson also created another map and a route for visiting the most popular U.S. cities. But then he thought about our European friends. So he then created another map, and this one is an epic 16,287-mile road trip across Europe. So if you're interested in any of these maps or routes, head over to adventuroustech.com, because we have all of the links and the maps right there for you. And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for more tips, tricks, and gear to help you have your next adventure.
So basically what he's describing is exactly what we've been doing, finding the shortest routes without backtracking, so to speak. Obviously, there are certain compromises that have to be made in order not to backtrack over certain things. But I don't know, I just found it very interesting. My wife and I have always considered, like, well, let's just like rent an RV and just go travel and things of that nature. And well, I mean, obviously, maybe you'd pick different destinations. But if you have like a certain number of destinations in mind that you wanted to go to, and obviously didn't want to backtrack and have like the optimum route of going about it, one giant loop may be, something that you would pick. But then I'm going to pause it on. Here we go. I'll pause it here in a moment.
Stops go,
there it is. Cool.
Restricted the stops.
Boom. Obviously, one giant loop, may be in their best interest. But you can see on this route that they chose to go around the United States, it's a little bit more complicated than doing one giant loop, because obviously there's stuff in the middle that they want to hit. I think they started their route somewhere around, actually Arizona or some junk like that. But obviously, if you wanted to start the route around New York or Philadelphia, that would be more optimal for us. but you can see where they went down, and then they had to go down here to hit whatever this was. I'm not really sure what that is actually, what stop that is. They went around down here, down through Florida. That makes more sense. But then when you get to Louisiana, it's like, okay, well, you could either cut across to San Antonio and backtrack at some other point, but it was optimal for them to go up and around and down. And then from even down here, it's like, when do you hit the middle or the mountainous area of the United States? Do you cut across here? Or they went up and they found it was more optimal to do something like that in order to hit all these stops. I don't know. I don't know if I'd like to travel all the way out here, but I would love to visit a bunch of places out here. You guys ever driven through Western Pennsylvania? No? Western? That's Western Pennsylvania. Yeah. That's true. My wife and I, we once took, there's Pittsburgh right there, by the way. Here, let me see if I can mark this thing down. There's Pittsburgh right there. But we took a route out to Fort Wayne, Indiana, which was approximately like right there. We didn't go through Pittsburgh. Instead, we went up and around here to hit Route 80 in Pennsylvania. If you hit the Pennsylvania Turnpike, you would have to end up paying roughly $20, $30, $40 in tolls. But there's actually a northern route called Route 80, which is free. So we're like, heck yeah, let's do that each way. It cost us maybe an hour. We lost an hour getting there to get to Route 80. But, saving that much money back and forth, fantastic. But my point is, though, once you get to Western Pennsylvania, right here, the hills, it's not a hill. It's at that point, it's like a mountain. And then when you get past it, when you get to Ohio, flat, just flat as the flat can be once you get to Ohio. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Williamsport, I think, is up here somewhere. I think it's up there. It's up near past the Poconos or some junk like that. I gotcha. For the Little League World Series? Nice. What year? Okay. I gotcha. It's like 5 years ago or something. See, I grew up, I was literally in the summer between 7th and 8th grade when the Toms River team won. That was insane. Absolutely insane. Now they have statues to those kids in the mall. Good Lord. Anyway. And then one of them went on to play for the Yankees and the Mets and whatnot. Yeah. I never met that kid. Yeah? He seems like a good guy. Anyway. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was hey, that's kind of cool. So, what is your objective for today? What do I need you guys to do today? Now, I need us to begin working on our projects. Here's the procedures that you got to go through. As I introduced last class, number one, you are going to have to pick 3 cities in order to research. You can email me, especially for those that are online. You can send me an email. That'd be fantastic. And I can update the Google Sheet of the cities that have already been picked. As I said, you can't pick a state capital. You can't pick a town or city within a state that is already on this list right here. I should open up this one. That is on this list right here. So you can't pick New Jersey, New York, California, Illinois, Texas, North Carolina, or Florida, but any other state is fair game. Any other state is fair game. Pick your 3 cities, send me an email. I'll confirm saying, yes, do that. And then you can fill those 3 cities on the blank mileage sheet. Again, obviously, I would prefer us doing the scratch work today. And then you can begin researching Google Maps. You go on Google Maps. Obviously, you guys have access to the internet and whatnot. You go on Google Maps, directions, and when you type in said information, I'm interested in the driving distances. You can see right here the driving distance for, there it is, from Barnegat to New York City is 88.4 miles. You fill it in on that chart right there. And there on the top and the bottom if need be. But you need to, it's going to take a little bit of time, but we need to fill out this whole chart. Once this whole chart is filled out, then we can go throughout the process of nearest neighbor or cheapest link, whichever you prefer at that moment, to again kind of give you a visual idea as to how you can use that chart to kind of get that thing done. We did this last class. I just want to give a brief reminder. Again, with a nearest neighbor, if you had to start in a certain city, let's say like Nashville, if you're finding nearest neighbor, I just simply go across the chart until I found the number that was the smallest. There's my nearest neighbor, Nashville to Louisville. I'd make the connection. And then from Louisville, I'd do the same thing, except now I can't go backwards to Nashville. Continue that, you could eventually hit up nearest neighbor. Here's the information that we did on cheapest link, where I only focused on one half of that chart, and I found out the smallest connection that I could make, and then I kind of mapped it out scratchwork style on the side until eventually we made one giant loop, starting in Nashville. So, number one, you need to find your 3 cities, and you need to email me. Number 2, you're going to begin researching the distances between these cities via Google Maps. And then number 3, we can begin scratch working out nearest neighbor and cheapest link per the directions of the project. So for those of you online, it says 4 people online, but there's only 3 comments. That's weird. I haven't even opened my phone for this one yet. Anyway, but if you guys want to email me, I can give you the confirmation email almost immediately as a yes or no, and I can update that Google Sheet. So you have roughly 40 minutes right now. I would like to get started on it. Let's go. And of course, if you in the chat have any questions, I'm going to have, obviously you can email me, but if you have any immediate questions, I'm going to open the chat up on my phone right now so that you could type them in right in there. There we go. I got it. See, look, you're right there. There you are, chat. I got you. Anyway. Just in case anyone else pops in, let me leave this as directions in the chat.
Torpy, do you want us to email you our choices, or can I just tell you?
Since obviously you're right here, you can tell me, and I can just upload them directly to the file so that other people won't take it. Hold on one moment. Go for it. What do you got?
Philadelphia.
Okay, so hold on. PA Philadelphia. Okay.
Baltimore.
Okay. Oh, MD. Okay.
And Portland, Oregon.
Okay. I'll just the things that I always got to make sure of is obviously it's not a state capital, which I know. Have you memorized your state capitals? You should memorize your state capitals.
I did have it memorized a long time ago.
Hold on. But yeah, they're good to go. I just I added them. I just had to type them out. I wanted to type out the actual state name. There we go. Yeah, and there we go. So yeah. And I have obviously on the Google Sheet, I have the list of states that you can't use. So sent you an email. Let me know if you didn't receive it. Okay. Let's see. Oh. Sydney, I just read your email a second ago, and Patrick he took Philadelphia. So you got to pick one more other than Philadelphia. But the other two are good. I'm going to add them to the list. Oh, wait. No. I can't add Boston. I can't add Boston because Boston's the state capital. So, can't add Boston. State capital. Can't add Philly. Already chosen. I will add Las Vegas. Click. Let's see. And Tiana, I just replied to your email too. There we go. Sydney, Columbia is the capital of South Carolina. see. Oh. Sydney, you're gonna hate Patrick. He also chose Portland, Oregon. Perfect. I think Sydney hates you. The heck was that? There you go, Sydney. I just replied to your email.
Welcome.
Ah, gosh. Weird. Okay. Yay. All right. Like I said, email me if you have any questions. I'm going to close off the live stream in a moment, and we'll get this thing done. Yay for next week being, 8 hours or whatever. See you.